Picture this, an old man selling melons with a simple sign. One for $3, three for $10. A young customer walks up, buys 3 melons separately and mocks the old man for losing $1. But the old man just smiled because he knew something the customer did not. Welcome back to Astonishing Pricing Stories. I am Akhil from Monetizely, and today we are diving into one of the most brilliant examples of behavioral economics in action. A story that reveals how the smartest pricing strategies sometimes involve letting your customers think that they are outsmarting you. And if you are enjoying these pricing psychology deep dives, make sure you are subscribed because we have got some incredible stories lined up that will completely change how you think about pricing and human behavior. So, story time. This story takes place at a small fruit stand. Nothing fancy, just an elderly vendor selling melons and a handwritten sign. The sign says 1 melon for $3, 3 melons for $10. Now, most people walking by would do the quick maths. 3 melons separately is $9, 3 melons together is $10. Obviously, buying separately is the better deal, right? That is exactly what a young man thought when he approached the stand. The customer was feeling pretty sharp that day. He walks up, examines the melons, reads the sign, and immediately sees the mistake. Instead of buying the 3 melon bundle, he purchases 3 melons individually. 1 melon for $3, another melon for $3, the third melon again for $3, totaling at $9. Then he looks at the old vendor with a smug expression and says, "You know, old man, you just lost $1. Your bundle deal is more expensive than buying them separately." The vendor just smiled politely, took the money and said, "Thank you, boss." But here's what the customer did not realize. He had just become the perfect example of exactly why this pricing strategy is brilliant. See, the old vendor understood 3 powerful psychological principles that most businesses completely miss. Principle number 1, transaction utility. This is the satisfaction people get not just from owning something, but from feeling like they got a good deal. The customer did not just buy 3 melons. He bought 3 melons and the feeling of being smarter than the vendor. That emotional satisfaction, that's worth money. That's what economists call transaction utility. Principle number 2, the ego tax. Most customers who saw this sign would think exactly like our young man. They would feel clever about outsmarting the price. But here's the genius part. When customers feel smart, they usually buy more. The vendor could have priced melons at simple $3 each, but then customers would just buy what they needed. Instead, this mistake in the pricing made the customers feel good about buying 3 melons instead of 1 or 2. Principle number 3, volume over margin. Let's do the math. If the melons were simply $3 each, most customers might buy 1, maybe 2. Average sale $4.50. But with the bundle mistake, most customers bought 3 at $9. Average sale $9. The vendor this way doubled his average transaction size by appearing to make a pricing error. Now you might think this is just a cute story about a fruit vendor, but this psychology is being used by billion-dollar companies right now. Amazon does this with their subscribe and save discounts that are not always the best deals. Movie theaters do this with their popcorn sizing. Small, medium, large, where the medium makes the large look like an incredible value. Software companies do it with their pricing tiers. The middle option is often designed to make you feel smart for choosing the premier tier. If you are building a SaaS product, here's how you can apply this. First, don't always make your bundle the obvious best deal. Sometimes let customers discover value. Second, design your pricing to make customers feel intelligent for choosing your preferred option. Third, remember that people don't just buy products, they buy feelings. The feeling of being smart, getting a deal, or outsmarting the system. But there's an even deeper lesson here. The fruit vendor understood that pricing isn't about maximizing the value for each individual transaction. It is about maximizing the total value across all customers and all transactions. Just think about it. Some customers would have bought 3 melons anyway at $3 each. They still paid $9. Some customers would have bought only 1 melon at $3, but the deal discovery made them buy 3 for $9. Some customers might have been put off by a $10 bundle, but felt smart paying $9 for 3. The mistake in pricing increased total sales volume while maintaining customer satisfaction. In fact, it increased customer satisfaction because people simply love feeling clever. Now, you might wonder, what happened to our confident customer? He walked away feeling pretty good about himself. Got 3 melons for $9 instead of $10. But here's the thing. He then told his friends about it. You have got to check out this fruit stand. This old man does not know anything about pricing. You can get 3 melons for $9 instead of his bundle price of $10. And guess what happened? More customers started showing up, all looking to outsmart the vendor. All of them buying 3 melons for $9. All of them feeling clever. All of them becoming repeat customers who would tell more friends. The vendor had turned his pricing mistake into a word of mouth marketing engine. So here's what the fruit vendor knew that most businesses don't. Sometimes the best pricing strategy is not about being the cheapest or having the most logical structure. It is about understanding human psychology and designing prices that make customers feel good about their decisions. The customer thought he won. The vendor actually won. But most importantly, they both felt like they won. And that's the secret to truly great pricing. Next week, we are diving into the story of how a clothing brand convinced people to camp overnight in the rain to buy a brick for $1,000. Subscribe so you don't miss that story, and let me know in the comments, have you ever felt like you outsmarted a business's pricing only to realize later they probably planned it that way? I am Akhil from Monetizely, and I'll see you the next time.